with a snowplow outside your house, and then you had sort of a split-second decision to make, which, I mean, is super dramatic. Can you pick the story up from there?
Yeah. Well, it was. I was with my nephew, and we were clearing the driveways. There's a bit of snow. It's probably like 7-8 feet of snow. It's a mass to move, and so we're at the end of the driveway. It's quite a long driveway, and we got to the place where we're done essentially, and we got to the hard icy road, and turning around, trying to figure out what we're going to do next. And he was in between a truck that we just pulled out of the snow. And then I'm on this tank. It's a snow plow, a snow cat. It's quite big, 15,000 pounds. Yeah. And at any rate, you have to step on the tracks to kind of get it out of this thing. And I was talking to him, and there's the throttle. It's a thumb thing on the steering column, and it started taking off, and it knocked me off of it. So it was going to crush him like a compactor between the truck and this giant snow blade. So I tried to jump onto the cat and to stop it. Yeah. And that's when I went under the tracks and you know, slowly churned me into the icy asphalt.
I mean, Jeremy, it's fair to say that you were broken. I mean, literally 38 broken bones.
Yeah.
Collapsed rib cage.
Yeah.
14 broken ribs, a punctured lung, a broken, dislocated collarbone. I mean, the list goes on. Now, in the immediate aftermath, when you were lying there, you were dazed. You didn't really know what was going on, and you just thought, oh, I've got a bit of cramp. You wanted to get up, get into the house, just have a bit of a rest.
Yeah. You're
quite the optimist, because you literally are lucky to be here.
Right. Well, you know, it's kind of, what is the alternative in the situation is when every sort of nerve ending is like on fire and electrocuted and melting and drowning and all of it all at once. It's kind of confusing. So the only thing I wasn't doing was breathing, and pain is just pain, essentially. So I had to breathe, otherwise I pass out, organs fail, and I die. So that's why the book is My Next Breath. It's the fight to exhale, to then inhale, not realizing that the rib cage is collapsed and the lung was punctured and all that stuff. By the way, my eyeball came out.
Oh. Yeah, we read that bit.
You can see your eye with your other eye. It's like, you know, like, okay, all bets are off. It's time to do. Here we go. Somebody get him a bucket.
We won't go to the pub tonight, Jeremy.
Maybe we won't.
But you know, Jeremy, you're talking
It's a
about...
party trick. Watch me all sneezing.
You know, you're talking about the importance of breathing.
Yes.
And the thing about that, you say in the book, is you learned these breathing techniques when your mum, years before, had taken you to an antenatal class.
Yeah. So, you know, not a lot of 12-year-old boys, I think, get that opportunity. But ironically, is probably the thing that breathe, first of all, just to stay alive, but also help mitigate my pain. Was like, it took so much energy to focus on the breath that I didn't have to worry about my eye or my twisted up legs or all the bones that are broken. Wasn't really focusing or feeling that. I had to breathe.
And survival just
right. If
in.
we can't breathe, we're drowning, right? So it doesn't take very much time to drown. So when you're there for 45 minutes, you're really trying to figure out your next breath.
Yeah.
And that's all that mattered.
And you're determined to look back at this, not as something terrible that's happened, but actually as a celebration, because you've made it through. Yes,
of course. Like, I don't even call it an accident, because it wasn't. It was an incident. Something I went to go on that thing, and it's on New Year's Day, and it's a lot of haunting images and terrible, you know, things that happened that day. But we switched the narrative to it, because we know the end of the story here. I'm sitting here, happy and healthy. And it's a celebration of our love and how deep our love runs for each other and our family, and the lengths that we'll go to support each other. When you're you know, on death's door. So it's a wonderful celebration, or even a rebirth, and that we can all share in my family, even my friendships. So that day is a new year. It's a new day. It's a new rebirth, and a sort of a token and a remembrance of something that we all came together and did.
Well, we've had so many messages. Agnes says, to me, Jeremy is an inspiration. He showed me that giving up is not an option, no matter what happens. It's something that Alan and I were talking about as well when we were reading your story. You can read more about Jeremy's story in his book. It's called My Next Breath, which he said, which is out now. Now, Shane, we need to say...
Well, hold on a second. I don't know how I follow this.
Well, you're going to have to.
Hold on. It's a
because-
tragic story, and other than I had my gallbladder removed last year.